Starting removal.
Yep.
I'll be dogged. I didn't think it was going to come out this easy. This hasn't been touched since it was installed.
Yeah.
It's only original one time.
Uh-oh. That one's sticking pretty good.
You must have used brand X on that one.
You don't look at it.
And the whole thing came out sewn.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
There's the floor. Well, yeah. See if somebody wrote anything ugly on that wood.
Like we would have.
Like we would have done. Way, but no. Cool.
Crazy.
That's just pop right off.
Yeah.
Well, as cool as I think all this is, I don't know if y'all care about watching every little piece disassemble. So you can fast forward whatever we film, if you whatever. But I'm gonna stop the camera and just get my hands on here. So join back, check in later. All right, just a quick update. We want to be able to reassemble this thing exactly as it was in here. So I'm marking each board with blue painter's tape, numbering it from the floor going up to the left and right side. So like 30L, 31L, you know. Anyway, doing that for the right side, numbering 1 from the floor up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. So this thing was 64 planks total. Anyway, I'll do the same for the sections back here, and here, call that, you know, right side rear and left side rear, and we'll be able to put all these back exactly as they were. Okay, folks, so it looks like once we get this thing disassembled and we're trying to get it out of the building out into our trucks, these are big pieces, and we need a bigger door to get through. So way in the back of this place, there's an exit door. On the back side of that door, it says Namco, which is a game maker, so that's kind of cool. We'll go through that door. There's a little hallway that goes out into the parking lot, so we'll put our trucks out there later, and that's where we're going to carry this stuff through. Meanwhile, back in here, looks like as the disassembly of the barrel is going, most people weren't tall enough back in the day that you would have not seen the top of this thing. It's already in 2 sections. So the least of this we have to take apart, the better. So we may not have to pop all these little boards out, because it looks like this whole section here comes off as one whole piece, and then this section comes off as one whole piece. That'll be a lot better. So we're working on that now. So go ahead and
Seam.
yeah. So there's the seam. Yeah, right here.
This section.
Which
And that's where it was nailed to the wall right here. There's the drywall and the structure of the wall. And then here's the part of the barrel.
yeah, you can see it moving. Yep. And so what threw us off was because on the outside of this thing, it's really decorated like a barrel. I mean, I know it's dark in here, but there's a big metal band, like a copper band that goes around this thing. So we're like, well, there's no seam in it, so like how we're gonna, way up on the top of this thing. Anyway, on the top, we figured out it was already seamed at the top, so perfect. So, you gonna try to pop that section or what?
Sure.
Yeah, that'll fit in the back of a pickup truck. Really nice. Oh yeah.
Come on, get in there.
There you go. Oh yeah. Now that wiring, is there a wiring harness, some conduit
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
recessed light? Might be holding it up.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Oh, this will be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's more or less separate. Oh,
That's all right. We got it labeled. We'll put it back.
yeah. Let's see, do we have some kind of something holding us down to the ground?
What part?
I'm not sure. Let's see what we got.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, it just needs to be lifted. It's kind of catching on the carpet.
Well, that's funny. They got this thing labeled too. It's got number 1. So I guess when they built this thing, where they pre-built it somewhere, section number 1. And oh yeah, for the front and the back. That's cool. Oh yeah, that's it, Sean. It's coming.
Oh, that's a relief.
Grab this this piece off to the side. Sit it on the floor. We know it goes to the barrel because it's got the blue tape on it. All right, here we go. Want that thing to tip and fall back like a big old rocking chair leg. Or a rocking chair rocker. That's it, man.
How about that?
So we just do that 3 more times.
Yeah,
And that's,
victory will be ours.
oh yeah. Man, this is cool. The plan is nearly complete.
Advil PM. This video is sponsored by
Advil PM. Yeah, later we found $1.85, $1.86 in change up under this thing. Later I'm gonna put on a pair of gloves and I'm gonna look through all the change and look at the years on the change to see what's the newest coin up under there. Be surprised if anything is in the 2000s. I bet it's gonna be all 90s and back. We'll see later. That'll be another little video. So however this goes. So did you unplug the wiring thing off the back, or how did you see where it
Yeah,
connects?
it's going to be difficult to get to.
Is it connected there though?
Yeah, yeah. The flex, the steel flex cable is holding it.
Okay. So, victory with a little hang up.
Asterisk.
Yeah. We just get a machete and chop it? Why wouldn't that work?
We'll find out which breaker it goes to.
Yeah. Yeah, that little. Is there any way to pop? Is there any way to pop this out and pull the housing off the back, and then let it stay connected and just dangle down? We can worry about that later, or replacing it
Well,
with
we could possibly pull the housing out and check it to see if it's live, and if it's not, then we can unhook it.
Okay.
And, I'll go get my meter.
You,
out of the
you know
van.
more about that than I do, so.
I'll get my meter out of the truck and check the power. And if there's no juice on it, it's
All right.
safe to mess.
All right, we're back here for a minute or two. So, what's hanging this thing up? So the whole thing is, this is going to come apart in sections. Actually, really nice. Turns out I didn't have to label all these boards. We're not going to have to pop all these things out individually and put them back in and all that. This thing's going to come apart in 4 giant pieces. This section, that section will be a whole piece. Then back there will be a big section, and then this front section here. It was seamed at the top anyway, so that's good. Just each section has this recessed lighting in it. And the, you can see back here, his wiring goes back through, and it's going to keep us from being able to pull this thing all the way out. So we got to figure out, break something loose, and so we can get these big sections out. So my buddy went back out to his truck to grab some tools, some more tools, and come back in and try to. Here's the one we're working on first. So here's the barrel coming through, how it breaks off in here. So we'll get this whole section in the back of the truck, and then this section will go. Anyway. Started getting this thing apart, and just keeping us from getting it right here. We'll get that out, and then whatever we figure out for this one, we'll repeat the process on these other sections. Anyway, we'll let you know if we find any more surprises. I'm hoping we do. More tokens. It is sad, like while I'm waiting on my friend to go out and bring in some more tools, it's sad that places like this just died and just disappeared. Growing up through the 80s and in the the 90s, I graduated high school in the late 90s, and so I had teenage years in the early 90s through the end of the 90s, and then I was a kid all in the 80s, but we never dreamed that places like this would ever just not be there one day. I don't know. But I mean, if these walls could talk. So, kids would have came through this barrel. There's all kind of plug-ins. There's all kind of outlets in the floor. All the way down this thing. There's outlets. There's outlets on the walls. That panel going all there. And that's all the way. That's this section. That back section's the same way. I mean, this place was great back in the day, but you had a big row of arcade machines back to back down the center. Then you had games against the wall over here. So you had like a hallway, games on both sides, and then over here you had games on both sides facing each other, and then rooms. And I mean, we never thought this stuff would go away. We just thought it would always be there. And you blink and you're finishing high school and get a job and you move on and you come back. Whatever happened to the arcade? I know there's a lot of argument online, people talking about basically when the Nintendo Entertainment System was released for home use, that was a big thing that helped kill the arcades. Before social media and all that stuff that kids do today, looking at phones all the time, people would come to these for real in groups, like your actual friends that you could high five them and stuff. You could, you would come here as a group, and you'd pop in your tokens or your quarters and play games. And that was the original social media. And you would do that and hang out. And probably the Nintendo Home Entertainment System getting, you know, coming out in the 85, the late 80s, and in the 90s, Super Nintendo and all the other stuff. It just kept kids staying home and eating Funyuns at home and their own drinks, and they wouldn't come here anymore. And I mean, I guess that's what shut it all down. But it's cool that what this used to be. You got kind of yellow gold carpet on the walls from that time period. And then it turns to orangish, brown, red carpet. You know, this wood paneling here. Just a sign of those times. Red carpet back here on this, and the gold sunflower carpet going into the red carpet here. Orange carpet, whatever. Arcade machines would have been lined up on that wall. Here's outlets in the floor. So you'd have had that row of arcade machines going down the center to the second room. This was a manager's office here. Guess a lookout hole they could look out and make sure kids were behaving or whatever. Carpeted door. Little manager's office up here. And this back room had games. My friend said he remembered this back room having bigger games in it, like Pole Position and Tron. The arcade machines you would kind of sit inside of like you were driving it, or get inside of a machine, cockpit or whatever. A lot of those bigger games were back here. So whenever the time comes to start moving these parts out to our pickup trucks, we're going to try to go through this back door here. And this back door is actually unlocked. It goes into a shared hallway with Planet Fitness. It goes out to the parking lot. It'll be a lot easier to carry the stuff out here. So that's what we're going to try to do later, is get those doors open where we can go out. But I thought this is kind of cool. On the back of the game room door, it says Namco. So. And there was a restroom over here to the right. Anyway, it's just sad this place is abandoned, and this era of American pop culture is a bygone thing that's just not around anymore. And I guess older guys like me and my buddy and people in their 40s and up miss this stuff. Kind of wish it would come back. But then I guess we preserve it and take a piece of it home with us so it never dies. But anyway, enough rambling from me. We get back to getting this thing apart here. Check in later.